E aí, pessoal? Acho que já estamos ao vivo já. Deixa eu só confirmar se tá tudo certinho aqui. Afinal de contas, hoje é dia de Final Fantasy XVI. Sim, acho que está tudo certo aqui. Opa! E vamos continuar de onde paramos. Derrotamos Titã. E agora, o que vai acontecer? Um minuto de paz? Será que teremos paz? Vamos carregando o jogo enquanto isso. Eita, carregou bem mais rápido do que eu imaginava. Cadê aqui? Só um minutinho, gente, rapidão. Tá. A gente voltou aqui pro nosso esconderijo. Ué, tá diferente? Será que mudou porque o cristal lá caiu? Deixa eu deixar o chat aberto aqui, peraí. Ai não, abri errado. Chat. Cadê? Gente, que difícil. E aqui, pronto, agora apareceu. Pronto, tá tudo aberto aqui. Ah, tá, é que eu já tô aqui em cima, por isso apareceu essa parte aqui. Vamos ver, mudou um pouco o cenário aqui? Acho que não ainda, né? Com a derrota do... Nossa, eu tô muito azul. Vamos lá, que a gente tem que falar com Otto, que derrotamos o Kupka. Sozinhos. Vamos lá, essa aqui vai ser live de cutscene, porque vai demorar demais para a história andar, quer ver? A gente teve o beijo na última live, meu Deus.
You're back. I am. And with glad tidings for once. Hugo Kupka is no more.
Is no more.
Well, I'll be.
Será que o áudio tá bom? Deixa eu ver se o áudio tá bom, peraí. Tá bom.
We had a stolus from Lubor saying Drake's fang had fallen. I expect that was your doing as well, was it?
Claro, eu mesmo.
It's a long story.
One for the history books, I'll bet.
Deixa eu aumentar o volume.
Welcome home, Clive.
Ai, você nem precisa falar comigo.
You look better.
I feel it. Which means I'm coming on your next little adventure.
Ah, não precisa mais.
You're not leaving me behind again.
Dream of it.
Saco.
Otto. Any word on the royalist movement since I've been away? Shouldn't you be putting your feet up? If you really want to know, go and have a word with Vivian.
Ah, eu não quero que a Jill volte, não, pra... Eu não quero jogar com que a Jill fique perto de mim, não. Bota o Joshua perto de mim, que a Jill eu não preciso. Vamos lá. Vivian.
Ah, the conquering hero returns. And with hardly a scratch on him.
De nada.
May have picked up one or two.
Well, the fact that you came straight to me instead of visiting our resident physiker suggests that you picked up something more important. A scent. The scent of Waludas.
The very same. But whatever plans Kupka was hatching with the royalists, he took them to his grave. As did his men. Slaughtered by the orcs who'd taken over the Fang. Orcs, Vivian. I've never seen such creatures in Storm before. The Waludas must have ferried them over from Ash, but why? Why work to rescue Kupka only to invade his home, the mother crystal of an allied nation, and let both fall? It makes no sense.
Do you know the tale of the blind men and the Adamantus? One can often be led astray by focusing too closely on individual details. One must instead see the bigger picture. And what bigger picture is there than my map?
Ah, eu só espero que a DLC que vem pra esse jogo não tenha nada a ver com essa Jill. Ah lá.
It is a nation forged by the bloody conquest of Barnabas Tharm, the dominant of Odin. the Canvarian War of Independence in 849, the Battle of the Twin Realms in 865, the Battle of Belinus Tor in 873. Wheresoever his armies fought, Odin was found where the fighting was fiercest. But of late, the warrior king appears to have laid his sword to rest. Battle rages for control of the crystalline dominion. Yet Tharm sends not a single ship in support of his Dhalmekian allies. Meanwhile, the Blight ravages great swathes of ash. Yet warlike Waloed shows not the faintest interest in laying claim to untouched lands. So why go to the trouble of sending an army of orcs into the heart of Drake's Fang, only to make no attempt to claim the Mother Crystal for Waloed? It can hardly be for lack of men. Tharm's armies rival any in the Twins. No. We have not seen the last of the Waloed standard. Odin will ride again. It is but a question of when. And on that day, who will be trampled underfoot? In summary, I know not to what end the Royalists betrayed Kupka. I know only that it is part of some broader scheme. A scheme tied to the ambitions of one man.
King Barnabas.
But there is no need to wallow in confusion. If one is to cure a sickness, one must first identify the symptoms. And your Lord Uncle has volunteered to do just that by keeping an eye on the Royalists' movements.
He's really throwing himself into this.
Indeed he is. Which means all that remains for us to do is await his reports. Well, not quite all in your case. The people of the Hideaway must hear the news. Justice has been done. Hugo Kupka is dead. The wounds he left that night are still raw. Especially for those who lived with Sid the longest. Tell them that those wounds might finally begin to heal.
Eu não quero
Consider
não.
it the price of today's instruction.
I've never known you to be sentimental.
What can I say? I am only human. And we are, all of us, sentimental animals at heart.
I suppose we are. Very well. I'll go and spread the word.
Meu Deus do céu. Sério isso, gente? Ah, não. Que missãozinhas chatas. Vamos, vai. Vamos falar aqui pro bibliotecário aqui que a gente derrotou o Hugo. Olá, senhor.
Ah, Clive. Have you come seeking the gift of knowledge?
No.
Não.
To share mine, actually. Hugo Kupka is dead.
Oh, my. Can it really be true?
Sim.
Look, he's crying. He is. The big baby.
And with good reason, children. These are tears of joy. We must offer up a prayer to your parents that the heavens might weep with us. There shall be no lessons today, only thanksgiving and merrymaking. Go, put away your things.
All right.
Finally, a new dawn has broken.
It has.
Thank you, Clive. I cannot wait to share the good news.
Hippocrates. After Kupka fell,
E
Ultima came to me. I need to know what he is. Have you learned anything?
Alas, no. And not for want of trying. I have scoured nigh every historical tome in our collection and found nothing. Not even the sort of conspicuous absence that might suggest a concealment of fact. One is almost tempted to conclude that such a creature never existed.
But I saw him. With my own eyes.
I don't doubt that you did. Alas, it seems you are the only one who has. To others, he reveals naught. We see only that which he leaves in his wake, like some terrible force of nature beyond the ken of mortal man.
A bringer of death.
Whether the Ultima you met with was the being itself, or merely another projection of its power, I know not. But until I do, my investigations shall continue.
Thank you. It means a lot.
Ok, vamos falar com a próxima pessoa. Sharon e Blackthorn. Vamos lá. Ah, é a senhora do cigarrinho. Ah, nosso doguinho.
Well, someone looks pleased with himself. It's true what I'm hearing, then.
Nothing escapes you, Lady Karen. It's true. Kupka is dead.
No more looking over our shoulders, then. Good. I'm starting to get a crick in my neck. Don't let it go to your head, though.
Que bom que ela... Nem liguei porque você tava me falando. Deixa eu ver se tem alguma espada poderosa aqui.
Or pleasure? Going purse weighing you down?
Opa, tem uma espada melhor aqui, hein? Deixa eu ver. A gente tem dinheiro pra caramba, né? Melhorador. Deixa eu ver se não dá pra mim fazer... O que tem aqui pra perguntar sobre o Hugo?
It's a relief. Thank you, Clive.
Ah, ok.
Nice to have a bit of good news for once. I don't say it often. But thank you, Clive.
De nada, senhora. Vamos falar aqui com o ferreiro.
Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
Olha lá, não.
What is it? I'm busy.
I wanted to tell you that Hugo Kupka is dead.
I can't tell you how long I've been waiting to hear those words. This is it then. A new beginning under a new Sid.
I'll try to live up to the name.
Vamos ver. Pera aí, Clive, não vai embora não.
Let's see if Otto has anything else for me.
Não, opa.
Clive. So, will it be?
Opa, melhorador mais um, ó. Melhor que aquela outra lá. Opa, esse aqui. 255, ó, 255, deixa eu ver as outras, 240. Ah, essa aqui que é melhor mesmo. Cadê? Ah, mas eu não posso fazer, não tenho relâmpago.
And I'll think about it. Don't waste my time. You ain't got the stuff.
Não dá pra me fazer nada? Essa aqui dá. Pera aí. Tem que ser essa aqui.
No scratches, right? Anything else?
Ah, pera aí, deixa eu ver. Eu quero ver como que ela é. Como é que eu faço pra mudar aqui? Ih, agora eu não lembro como é que eu faço pra aparecer... Ah... Agora eu não... Será que é aqui? Ah, aqui. Espada da cebola? Presente, nem sabia que tinha presente aqui. Como é que muda o equipamento aqui? Eu esqueci como é que fazia pra mudar a aparência. Não tem como que mudar aqui a... Caramba, eu tinha aprendido e agora eu não sei. Não sei mais. Deixa eu dar uma olhada aqui. Uma nova esperança, mapa. Habilidades e comentários, otimizar equipamento. Ah, não. Isso aqui não. Temos pontinhos ali. Será que é aqui, em algum lugar? Ah, deixa pra lá. Depois eu dou uma olhada como é que faz pra não... Eu queria ver como que era a espada, mas enfim. Vambora. O pulinho do Cleve. Vamos lá, vamos lá. Nossa, quase eu cheguei beijando o outro.
Vivian got you running errands or something? Just spreading the word.
Mais cutscene. Como já era de se esperar.
The professor's got a soft side, has she? I'd never have guessed.
Tô ouvindo um cachorrinho chorando.
She was right, though. Everyone was glad to hear the news. Ah, but you ain't told everyone. I can think of plenty of friends back at the old hideaway who'd sleep more peacefully for knowing. Not least of all Sid. You should tell him. You're right. I should. And I will. Well, when you do, be sure to take Mid with you. She's been going at it hammer and tong down in that workshop of hers, trying to do her father proud. I can't remember the last time she visited the old sod's grave. Very well. I'll suggest it.
Aqui, é ele que tá chorando aqui, tadinho. Por que choras? Por que choras? Não, mas eu não vou saber por que choras não, porque eu não vou ver não. Eu vou aqui falar com a Mid. Ah, é a filha do Cid essa menina. Eu não lembro se ela apareceu no meu plano, na história antes. Eu não me lembro, gente. Não me lembro. Vamos ver o que ela... Ih, aqui é a minha cama. Aqui é a minha cama. Ué, o que é isso aqui? Muro das Memórias? O juramento. Ué, o que é isso? Eu não sei. Pensei que era minha cama. Ai, ai. Ué, o que é isso aqui? Mesa de leitura. Vamos lá, pera aí, pra onde é que eu tenho que ir agora pra mim chegar no... Ah, ali por baixo, eu acho. É, ó. Ali. Desculpa aí, senhor. Nossa senhora amarela. Todo mundo amarelo aqui nesse jogo. É, pera aí. Ah, aqueles estudando, que fofinhos. É aqui embaixo, ó. Oi, senhora.
All right, Clive? What do you want?
I'm going to visit Sid, and I thought you might like to come with me.
Sorry, I'm too busy for all that right now. I've got to get this thermal displacement stack sorted.
Thermal...
Displacement stack. Here.
And this is for...
Only the fastest, finest ship the world has ever seen. The Enterprise.
Agora fiquei interessado.
Me and my dad designed it together. Where other vessels rely on the fickle winds to drive them through the water, ours is fitted with mithril engines. And those things have got more push than a behemoth in a bad mood, and more heat than all the hells put together. Which is where the stack comes in. I may have already talked some tight-lipped shipwrights into putting the hull together for me in a little dockyard in Canva. But the stack's a bit more involved, so I'm building it here. Thing is, it's so involved that I'm running behind and it's starting to hold things up over at the shipyard. I'll come and see my dad, though, when I'm done. Whenever that is.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Ih, olha lá, já vai.
I was hoping you'd say that. First things first, I need some parts making. The stack will be made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, that channels hot vapors away from the engine. The helm over the top, that disperses all that heat into the air. And the shielding around the sides, that stops the rest of the ship from going up in flames.
A full suit of armor, then? Probably best to take it one piece at a time.
Then you'll need to start with the plating. Everything else fits onto it. I've got the designs and the list of materials here. Show these to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
Gente, o negócio é pertinho, moça, porque você não vai lá.
I can't make head nor tail of them.
Luckily, you don't need to.
Oh, meu Deus. Vamos lá criar, então, essa nave. Podia ter me dado essa missão antes. Já fui lá falar com ele. Podia ter só uma vez. Caindo e vindo, hein? E você, moça? Só aproveitando a paisagem aí, é? Será que a gente vai ter uma nave? Será? Chocobo não temos ainda. Eu acho que eu pulei alguma side quest aí e não tem Chocobo ainda, mas eu quero, nave eu quero. Chegamos.
Blackthorn, can I ask a favor?
A cara dele.
It's for Mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. Spare myself the arseache. Go on then. What is it this time?
She said you would know. Here.
Krieger's Tates. Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make it. Won't be easy though. And I'll need help. Get Gavin-Otto in here, will ya?
All right.
Pelo menos sobrou pra gente. Sobrou pro coitado do Gav. Pronto.
So Mid's roped us all in here again, hasn't she? Typical. Still, if that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid's grave, I'll do what I can.
And, what is it we need to do, exactly?
Take a look at this. It's this plating. The usual sword-grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast, and still keep its shape. That means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at the temperatures she's talking about. Which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work cut out already. You'll have to fetch them.
Ai, meu Deus, lá
There's a
vai.
special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Valcroy. Stardust, they call it. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs buying and bringing back here.
Well, we'll get it done quicker if we split up. One of us should probably give you an hand coat in the sand.
And the other can go and get the rest from this supplier.
Right then.
Well, make your minds up who's going where, we can get this over with.
Ai, meu Deus. É um ainda, soltando pra pôr um. É porque vai ter muitas, então. Meu Deus do céu. Tá, já mandou eles embora, já?
You going after the Stardust then, are you? Which one of these two lucky souls is going with you?
Ah, posso escolher? Ah, eu quero o Gav.
Gav, you're with me.
All right then. So, where do we find this Stardust stuff?
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Velcroy. It's the black sand that washes up on its banks that you're after.
Southern reaches of the Velcroy, eh? That's down past Dalamil. I'll go and scout the place out. See about hiring us a wagon to bring the stuff back to.
Ah, que legal. Se a gente andar de carroça, eu vou gostar.
By the river.
While you're off having a paddle, I'll pick up the rest of the stuff from Blackthorn's supply. Take care.
You two, eh? Don't go letting them fleece ya.
Fleece me? I'd like to see him try.
In your own time.
Vamos lá. Em 20 minutos de live e estamos aqui ainda. Vá até o Rio ao Sul. Vamos lá, então. Onde? Aqui. Vamos lá, se conseguimos chegar aí até o rio. E aqui voltamos nessa cidade de novo. Tudo mais tranquilo, será? E o nosso Joshua, hein? Nossa, a imagem vai ficar estourada.
Where's Gav?
Ah, e o Torgal veio, o melhor companheiro. Pera aí, a Jill não tá aqui não, né? Ah, graças a Deus. Olha o Chocobo. Oh, calma, Clarissa.
Sorry to keep you, Gav.
Better late than never. I've had a quick scout about, and I reckon round here's our best bet if we want to grab as much of this Stardust stuff as we can. Don't know what Blackthorn's planning to do with it, though. I asked over in Dalamil, and they seem to think it was worthless. But if Stardust is what Blackthorn wants, Stardust is what he'll get. There's plenty of this stuff lying about, just begging to be bagged.
Then let's get bagging, shall we?
We shall. Race ya.
E aí, já podemos subir no Chocobo? Não. Oh, Deus. A gente vai ter que nadar aqui? Como é que é? Ah, não. Tem um caminhozinho escondido aqui.
So this is Stardust. It just looks like black sand to me.
Ah, tem que pegar mais. Aqui ou não? Tem que continuar descendo o rio? Ah, não. Tem mais aqui, ó. Oh, meu Deus. Tô vendo que vai aparecer um bicho do nada aqui, vocês vão ver. Cadê? Olha o Torgal, a pose do Torgal. Já sabe, né, Torgal? Já sabe o que espera a gente aqui. Ali em cima só tem Chocobo. Cadê? Eu vou ter que ficar por aqui. Aqui, ó. E ali. Pronto.
That should be enough for now. Let's see how Gav's getting on.
Opa, item. Quero. Poção. Usei. E aí, Gav? Achou? Achou lá, ó.
You finished? How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
Um punhado.
Oh, you win. That might even be enough for old Blackthorn. Hey, before we go, do you mind if we have a chat?
Ah, é agora. A paixão. Vai se declarar pro Clive. Olha o clima.
Feels like ages since we had the chance to talk. You know, man to man like.
Oh.
It does, doesn't it?
Back when you first took Sid's name, we were talking all the time. Working out what to do in that.
There was a lot to work out.
And there still is. Those shoulders of yours starting to feel the strain? Hardly ever see you around the hideaway nowadays. Always on some errand or other. You can't take a day off, you know.
Says the man who spends most of his time behind enemy lines.
Only 'cause you keep sending me there.
I know I can count on you, Gav.
Likewise. So you keep sending me wherever you need to, and I'll keep going.
Fofos.
Safe in the knowledge that I have a home to come back to. Thanks to you.
Cadê o beijo? Quase, vai. Quase. Pronto? Já se declarou?
That's enough soppy shite for one day. We'd better get this lot back to Blackthorn before he slings his hammer at someone.
You go on ahead. And try to get some rest once you're there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. After Blackthorn gets what he needs, of course.
Essa água é linda.
Right. Ready to go home, boy?
Fofo, nosso Torgal. Cadê a carroça? Vamos lá, pelo menos tá fácil essas missões, hein? Tá facinho. Vai ali, faz um negocinho, vê uma cutscene, volta. Finalmente, uma live em paz. Vamos lá, falar com o Vamos lá, e depois ele vai soltar a segunda parte da missão. Aqui. Pronto, vamos lá.
Blackthorn, got everything you need?
Yeah, I do. Cheers for the Stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
We should go out on maneuvers together more often.
Ah, que fofo.
Sneaking around on your Todd all the time.
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It will take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
Ai, meu Deus, lá vamos nós. Pronto.
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work too.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
Tá bom. Eu aviso sim. Vamos lá falar com a menina. Ó, tem uma área ali que eu nunca fui, ó. Ali embaixo. Ai, ai. E aí, Kenzo, tudo bem? Que bom te ver por aqui. Opa, quase caí aqui. Vamos falar pra ela que já terminamos essa missão e esperar começar outra. Senhora.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn started work on the plating.
Excellent. 1 down, 2 to go.
So,
olha lá, mais missões.
The helm, of course.
Que bom que tá tudo bem.
For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Ah, meu Deus.
from the ruins. I thought that material was all but impossible to work.
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size pieces for what we need. What's the name back there? I'll give you all the details.
A fulana. Olha qual...
What's the name? Right.
A fulana. Ai, ai. Super educada. Vamos falar com a fulana aqui, ó. Fulana. O nome dela é Helena, coitada.
Sid, is this about the helm?
Yes. Mid said I should speak with you.
I'll show you the plans then. Here you see the mithril engine, in which mithril is burned to generate heat. That heat
Ai,
is
gente,
then
aula
harnessed
de
to
engenharia, pelo
produce
amor de
motive
Deus.
force. Excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement stack, which
Tudo que a gente já ouviu.
disperses it into the surrounding air. Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, the rate of excess heat buildup would far exceed the displacement coefficient of the plating. In other words, the reactor would overheat and eventually explode. This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal sink to absorb all that excess energy. Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far above anything we are able to make today. And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material for our protective hood. Why, if sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the ship from stern to...
You can stop there. I understand. Mid said we might be able to use parts of a fallen ruin. Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in Lorbert's Pass, near Lostwing.
Deixa eu lembrar desse
The
lugar.
thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, a certain unwanted visitor has taken up residence there. It's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's, going to be considerably more dangerous than that.
I see. Then I suppose I'd better deal with this unwanted visitor for you.
Sempre, né? Sempre.
Very much. Thank you, Sid. I'll gather my team and head there right away. We'll meet you outside the ruins.
Ai, ai. Quem que a gente vai ter que matar agora? Vamos lá. Nossa, longe pra caramba, hein? Ala perdida. Acho que aqui foi uma das primeiras partes do jogo, né? Que a gente viu. Ai, ai. Sim, é aqui mesmo, ó. Faz tanto tempo já, né, gente? Bom dia pra você também. Vamos lá. Deixa eu ver se eu me lembro como comandar por aqui. Já sei que não, já acho que me perdi já. Ah não, aqui ó. O Torgal tá aqui com a gente, cadê o doguinho? Caí. Fui procurar o doguinho cair, mas ele tá aqui. Pronto. Longe, né? Não tem como viajar aqui mais por perto, não? Não tem mapa de perto? Ah, tem. Ah, é, não tem nenhum. Ah, tem sim, ó. Tem um ponto aqui, ó. Mas tudo bem, vai, vambora, por aqui mesmo. Deixa eu ver com qual poder que eu tô. Ah, não dá pra ver ainda, só quando sair aqui da área. Beleza, qual poder que eu tô usando, né? Deixa eu deixar o da Fênix aqui, já ativado. Deixar o Torgal aqui também já ativado. Ai, meu Deus, Viúva Negra. Bora. Ah, já foi. O quê? Ai, meu Deus. Ah, eles são fracos, porque são monstros do começo do jogo, né? Ainda tá tudo bem. Cadê? Ah, aqui. Fala, moça, o que você quer que eu faça? Helena.
Oh, there you are, Sid. Thanks so much for coming. The, ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about, I'd imagine.
Cadê?
Would you mind?
Cadê?
Of course. I'll be right back.
Vocês viram alguma coisa? Eu não vi nada. Cadê a criatura? Ué.
Anybody home?
Ah.
This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go.
Eu pensando que ia ser algo mais difícil. Ah, não, mas pera aí, level 30? Que isso? Que isso? Meu Deus.
Forgive me.
O que aconteceu? O bicho me matou com um ataque. Não, isso vai, zoa mesmo, o inimigo zoa. Vai, trouxa.
Anybody home?
Bora. Quem diria que um bichinho desse aí... Tá, beleza, eu vou ter que usar os ataques especiais nele, pera aí. Vai. Ah, não, de novo isso, de novo... Ah, consegui. Não pode deixar ele usar um... Ah. Nossa, que bicho poderoso. Vou me transformar aqui no Super Saiyajin. Caiu. Cara, eu tô com muito medo dele usar aquele ataque de novo. Ai, não, de novo não. Como é que escapa desse ataque aqui, meu Deus? Como é que escapa desse ataque? Ah, não. Pronto, vou travar. Pera aí. Tava quase derrotando ele. Será que eu troco de poder antes de ir lá? Pera aí. Deixa eu dar uma olhada aqui. Que habilidades, pera aí. Ah, eu tenho poder aqui pra usar, ó. Eu posso usar esse aqui. Esse aqui é pra melhorar minha transformação, é isso? Acho que eu vou fazer isso. Acho que eu vou usar esse aqui mesmo pra melhorar minha transformação. Vamos ver se vai ajudar. Ah, meu Deus. Ah, ele aumentou mais uma barra. Ah, vai durar mais só, mas... Não sei se vai me ajudar tanto assim, não. Tem como pular isso aqui? Tem. Vamos direto pra batalha, vai. Eu preciso aprender como é que eu desvio desse negócio aqui, ó. Ah, é só sair. Errei. Ó, deu uma sequência de ataque aí. Ah, vou virar Super Saiyajin, vai. Caramba, quando ele voltar com tudo, hein. Vai usar aquele ataque de novo. Ah lá vem ele com esse ataque. Ah, preciso sair daqui, sai. Consegui. Quase. Meu Deus. Eu vou ter que subir. Ih, eu vou ter que usar de novo. A habilidade não ajudou muito, não. Mas vamos comprar ela de novo, vai. Oh, meu Deus. Tem uma live que a gente não consiga passar direto o negócio sem ficar travado em alguma coisa. Pula. Vamos lá. Meu Deus, tô com o poder errado. Olha lá vem ele de novo. Como é que eu saio disso aqui, ó? Com bolinha deu. Ah, eu tenho escudo aqui, ó. Olha lá. Mas não sei se o escudo ajuda muita coisa, não. Parece que ajuda, ó. Ganhei um troféu. Vocês não estão vendo, mas eu ganhei. Beleza, eu vou ter que chegar mais perto lá. Aí, ó. Cadê o poder? Ah, é esse aqui que é o poder da defesa dele. Ai não, lá vem ele de novo. Ai, pra fora, por favor. Eu fiquei travado ali. Ah, eu consegui? De novo. Ah, meu Deus. Não sei nem o que eu tô fazendo mais aqui. Ai, meu Deus. Consegui. Nossa. Meu Deus. Achei que não ia dar. Nossa, não dava nada por esse inimigo, nada.
The things I do for you, Mid.
Pois é.
Thank goodness you're safe.
Podia avisar, né?
You shouldn't
Que
have any
o...
trouble now.
Indeed. Well, don't let us keep you. We'll, see that everything is transported safely back to the hideaway.
All right. I'll let Mid know you're on your way.
Podia tocar música aí, porque um inimigo desse... Pelo menos isso, subimos de nível. Deixa eu ver quanto tempo de live. Daqui a pouco já vai dar uma hora. Vamos ver se a gente vai conseguir terminar essa missão aí e ver essa nave pronta aí. Essa nave, sei lá o que é. Pois é, né, Torgal? O que não fazem a gente fazer, né, Torgal? Vem cá fazer carinho em você, Torgal.
When did you get so big?
Tão lindo, nosso doguinho. Vamos lá. Pra que será que a gente vai usar esse navio, hein? Essa nave, esse navio, sei lá o que é. Não é aí, é por aqui. Gente, é muito pouco tempo pra muita side quest, pra muita missão que tem que fazer. Não dá, não tem condição. Ai, Deus. Aí, ô moça, já fizemos, já que você pediu.
Helena has recovered the material for the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just one remaining.
Right. The shielding. This one's a bit of a bugger.
Meu Deus.
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding. A prism for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started. I need something
navio,
light,
então.
but I've racked my brains and I just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek.
Ai, meu Deus.
Hippocrates.
A gente vai ter que falar com o velho de novo.
Yeah, well, I'd thought of that, obviously. I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him, see what he makes of it?
Right away.
Gente, quem fez essas missões aqui no Final Fantasy, olha, tá de parabéns, viu? Mas só de não tá... Ó, já faz o quê? 2 ou 3 lives que a gente não tem mais a Jill. Já tô feliz. Só de não ter a Jill aqui com a gente. Nem faz falta no jogo, vocês viram? Nem faz falta. Nem precisa de Jill o jogo.
Hippocrates, do you have a moment?
For you, Clive, always.
Well, actually, it's for mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
Vamos entregar aí o projeto. Deixa eu pegar meu café aqui.
Shielding for a mithril engine. Whatever will that girl think of next? What are these notes around the edges?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelisk complains that without a constant supply of pitch. I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragonfire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection it requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obelisk might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
E lá vamos nós. Ah, a gente vai usar outras pessoas? Que bom, meu Deus. Ai, de novo essa Jill aí, só porque eu falei que eu não queria mais ver ela.
So you need a hand, do you?
Não.
I do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company too.
Another can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Não vou escolher a Jill. Não vou escolher a Jill.
Always. Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom.
Eu vou poder rejeitar a Jill, gente. Esse jogo ficou cada vez melhor. Não quero a Jill comigo. Eu não quero a Jill, não. Sai fora.
So, Clive, have you made your decision? Who
Sim.
will accompany you on your little excursion?
Não vai ser a Jill. Não.
All right.
Tchau, Jill. Tchau.
So, what are we fetching?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
Ai, gente, até fiquei mais feliz só de poder rejeitar essa menina aí.
Sure this is the right list. Looks like the ingredients for someone's supper.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited, effects for which they were once highly prized. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Well, isn't that convenient? I was hoping to be able to make a trip over that way sometime soon. Need to speak to an old acquaintance. I'll meet you there.
Ai, que bom.
Stay safe.
Tchau, Jill.
See you later, Clive.
Não precisa falar comigo,
Good
não.
luck with your research.
Não quero saber de você. Sai fora. Não olha pra mim, tio. Não olha pra mim. Ai, ai. Vamos lá, pra onde é que a gente vai agora? Pro rincão.
Now, where's Taya?
Olha que lindo esse castelo aqui, meu Deus. Nem é castelo, né? Mas olha, não parece? Cadê a senhora que a gente precisa encontrar? Ah, tá aqui, ó.
Keep them pilchards nice and chilled. I won't have you
Need to
spoiling
stock up
another
on these.
catch.
E aí, senhora?
Ah, and there you are. We shouldn't have any problems finding what we need in a place like this. But if time is of the essence, perhaps we should split up. Take a few items each.
Tá bom.
Right. What should I look for?
Let's see now. Why don't you take the garlic and the pepio nuts? Meet me by the
Tá
gate
bom.
when you've got them.
Alho. Vamos procurar o alho, então. Alho e castanha. Compre alho e castanha pepio.
What do you want?
Alho. Tem? Ah, castanha pepio. Eu preciso comprar isso aqui, senhor.
Go on. Take it.
Você tem alho?
Good
Não.
riddance.
Obrigado. Onde é que tem aqui, ó? Vai ter o alho agora. Tem alho aí?
You haven't much, but you're free to look.
Ah, sim.
I trust it's all here. Good day.
Obrigado, viu?
Hopefully Taya's finished too.
Fresh cuts. Come. You'll not find a bruised pippin in a...
Olha outro castelo. Ah, ali foi onde a gente batalhou com a garuda, eu acho, ali atrás. Ou não? Não sei. Posso estar enganado. Vamos falar com a Tarja. Tarja.
Well, did you find everything?
Com certeza.
Here.
Por que eu tenho que ficar selecionando, gente? Só entrega e pronto.
Garlic and pepio nuts. Job done. We should get this back to Tomes then. He'll be waiting.
Que cara é essa?
But we're not in too much of a rush, are we? Quick chat.
Ai, meu Deus. Ai, meu Deus. Lá vem. DR.
Do you know, I think this is the very first time we've been out on an errand together.
É verdade.
I think you might be right.
In all the years since you and that scowl of yours first appeared, you haven't invited me out once. For shame.
E tá dando em cima do
Well,
Clive.
it seemed long overdue. And you did say you had some shopping to do.
I was hoping to restock my supplies of herbs and liniment, yes. You and Jill alone burned through them like wildfire.
Não
Now
vamos
look,
falar da
though,
Jill, não.
my usual supplier's not here, and I refuse to pay the prices these gougers charge.
I'll ask Karen when we get back. What is it?
Oh, just memories. I came here with Sid once, shopping for supplies, just like today. And just like today, I came away empty-handed. Sid even said he'd speak to Karen for me when we got back. Has it really been 5 years? I remember it as if it was yesterday. Hold on. Does that mean it's been 5 years since we met? Feels a lot longer.
It does. In a good way, of course. Thank you, Taya,
For what?
for everything. I just want you to know that all you've done for us, all you still do, it's appreciated.
Do you think
Ó o
I'd stick
climinha.
around if I thought it wasn't?
Ó o climinha.
But in the spirit of sharing and caring,
Ai, meu Deus, lá vai.
you're appreciated too. By all of us.
Oh, que bonitinho. Ué, outra cutscene?
Well, I think we've tarried long enough. I ought to get these ingredients back to Tome so he can make up this concoction of his. I'll meet you back at the hideaway, all right?
Tá bom.
And thanks again.
I heard you the first time.
É grossa ela ainda. Gente, vamos lá terminar essa missão e terminar a live. Tirando a batalha aí com o monstro que aconteceu, foi uma live bem tranquila e bem gostosinha. Vamos lá. Terminar então tudo, terminar a live, terminar tudo. Cadê? Falar lá com...
Hippocrates is getting on with the moon dew.
Vamos lá, vamos lá. E aí, deu tudo certo, senhor?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance.
Ah, de
I was
nada.
just explaining to Tarja how we might best go about preparing the moon dew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
You can count on me.
Ai.
I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have.
Eu pensei que era Jill falando. Não, pode falar
What
então,
about the
Tarja.
shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Eu não preciso que você fale comigo.
All of you.
Fica quieta,
Right
Jill.
then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Of course.
Ah, eu mudei a roupa dela, por isso que ela tá com essa roupa estranha aí. Eu não sei como, mas eu mudei.
Oh, and Clive.
E...
It was good to talk. We should do it again sometime.
Não, eu vou fazer só com o Gav. Com você não.
Appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the moon dew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other. Followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Hippocrates.
Tudo eu aqui nesse lugar, viu? Tudo eu. Eu não tenho um minuto de paz. Olha lá, terceira missão já. Vai.
Well, I better go and give Mid the good news then.
Beleza, vamos falar com ela e a gente termina a live. Oi.
Think Mid might need some help.
Pronto. Terminamos, senhora.
Keep you waiting, Mid. But you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat. A coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Ah, pois é, somos mesmo.
Let's start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
Ai, meu Deus. Que tudo dê certo, hein?
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Rebimbocas de parafusetas.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is.
Meu Deus.
Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way.
Oh, and bring me the biggest salmon you can find. This is gonna require some precision walloping.
Ela dando risada. De boca fechada. Ai, meu Deus. Algum tempo depois. Cadê? Deu certo? Será, gente? Ah, Deus, já tá aí, ó. O motor do nosso navio.
It's finished. It's finally finished.
Mas e aí?
Fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
Meu Deus.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Ah, que bom. Meu Deus.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
Ai, Deus. E aí, cadê o navio? Quero meu navio, senhora. Trabalhei e me entrega meu navio. Voltar de novo falar com ela, meu Deus.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want her to be that. I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always?
Pois é.
My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command.
Ganhamos.
I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
E agora que a gente vai terminar esta live, gente. Vamos terminar aqui então agora, que a gente vai visitar o túmulo do Cid. A gente vem e termina a live então. E na próxima live então a gente vai ver como é que vai ser esse negócio aí de visitar o túmulo do Cid e tal. E é isso, gente. Live de Final Fantasy hoje foi isso. Deixa eu salvar aqui, que da outra vez eu esqueci de salvar, fiquei desesperado. Deixa eu salvar aqui que salva. Salvar. E aqui. E pronto. Uma Nova Esperança, está salvo. Gente, a gente se vê então na sexta-feira. Sexta-feira é dia de Ghost of Tsushima e Planet Coaster. 2 lives, uma atrás da outra. E a gente se vê então na sexta-feira. Então, obrigado por todo mundo que assistiu. Por quem tá assistindo aí pelo YouTube também. Um beijo e tchau, tchau.